Hey, chick. What's up? I StreamYard's weird. It does the go live button, but then before you do it, when you set everything up, it does its thing. So, well, there's some notifications. It's weird that people can see that. No intro music today, obviously. Um, I mean, we could put the intro music if you want. You guys want some intro music? Here, we'll do this. Hold on, we'll do this. It's the short one that Sterling made for me. Here we go. It's for the other channel. Yeah. All right, there you go. There's your morning music. I wanted to make a couple announcements. Obviously, that's what the title's about. I was originally wasn't thinking about going live this morning, and then I thought, you know what, I ought to bring Pale Rider on. Oh, I gotta turn this down. And well, I texted him. I didn't hear back from him. Then something came up, and I was like, you know what? How about you go live, Pale Rider? I'll just join you when I can. He's like, I don't know. I don't know if I'm gonna go live. I'm like, okay. So, and I said I was going to make a couple announcements to kind of lead into his live feed, and he's like, I don't know if I'm going to go live. I'm like, okay. So abort. But I decided to go live anyways. I have, so come Sunday at 6 p.m. Central, 7 Eastern, I believe, I will be going live with an insurance broker. And he will answer your questions regarding insurance for your truck or your authority, and probably give you some information that you didn't know. And so I will be putting that forth. I think we decided. Trying to remember what time I said. I believe 7 o'clock Eastern. So 6 o'clock Central. So, but yeah. So let's so make sure you tune in for that. It'll be on this channel here, and give speaking of old Pale Rider, give him some attention, man. He's been putting out a bunch of videos. He's changed his content around a little bit. You know, he's officially out of the truck, unlike me, who's not official. I can't. You know, I'm a fence sitter, and he he's got this he's really trying to pursue this YouTube thing. So enjoying his retirement. Old school, new school, waiting for unload and then reload, going to Vegas. That's some rough weather you're going to go through. SST, what's up? WCF Invader, dope. Jason Clark's up. CB, Desiroki Pam, good morning. James G, how you doing, James? How's your authority doing? How's your carrier doing? Orlando, Florida news reporting on a news crew getting shot while reporting on an earlier shooting is the most Florida thing ever. Yeah, I mean that's the risk you take when you do a news report on a shooting in a bad neighborhood, right? So, Jose, what's up? Trucker Jason, good morning. Fran, good morning. Greg Zimmer, good morning. Cascade, cattle hauling, CDN. Everybody, check out CDN's channel. He is his first video is done pretty good, so good on him. Must not be any freight moving out of Phoenix. Had to drive around for 20 minutes to find a spot. Yes, that is absolutely true. There is nothing coming out of Phoenix in a van. Absolutely nothing. And the loads that are available, it's taking you through mountain ranges that are getting 3 and 4 feet of snow. So yes, if you're in Phoenix right now, you're screwed. So Arizona's just not a good spot. I mean, it's lovely. I've lived there. But I do not you got to be 3 or 4 days out to book something out of Phoenix. Like if I want to book a truck out of Phoenix right now, or for Monday, I have to start right now. Like I will have to end this live feed. That's how Phoenix is right now. Sorry, I was watching new, waiting for the live to start. I'm currently in Phoenix, Arizona. I already have another load lined up. The Brooklyn, New York load fell through, and I'm heading back to LA. Ugh. What about the mountains in Pacific time? What about the mountain Pacific time? Who cares about you guys? I'm just kidding. What is it? 2 hours behind now? I don't know. I don't know those time zones. Cut it out. It's up to the people on those time zones to do the math. What's up, Cool Truckin'? I'm just kidding. Gosh. Don't you get all sensitive on me too, Cascade. James G, doing well. Good deal. Getting loaded in Covington, Georgia. Hope you got a good rate. Gary Compton, good morning. How are you holding up, Gary? You've been through a down market before. You're probably doing okay. Tito's and soda. Good morning from Macon. I used to go to Macon all the time. Macon, Georgia, I hope. I got the scenery here in Phoenix is beautiful, but I don't want to stay here any longer than necessary. That is true. I got a load picking up tomorrow. I'm glad I'll be on tour in 2 weeks. There you go. What's not good about $1.10 to come out of Phoenix? I was seeing load offers. Now, again, you don't have to book it, but I was seeing load offers for 78 cents a mile coming out of Phoenix. Believe it or not. I was wondering, is that the same insurance broker Danny from Holland Cash had on Sunday? His name was Daniel. He was a load of information. I don't know. Let me double check. I don't think so. It might have been. I've talked to this guy one time. Oh, I got the wrong email up here. Again. Trying to find the email. It might have been. I don't watch Holland Cash. I mean, nothing against him. I'm just not subscribed to him. Okay. No, it's a guy named Charles. Oh wait, no, it is. Let me see here. That's the name of the company, I believe. Yeah, you're right. It is Daniel. So it is the same guy, I imagine. So I imagine Sage hooked him up with him too. I'm not. Look, I'm not a professional YouTuber. I mean, I know I pretend to be one on TV, but I'm not. You know, and that's weighing heavy on my mind. I drove through Wisconsin yesterday. Good deal. Staying consistent, 4 to 5K a week, home weekends. There you go. I'm late this morning. That's cool about the insurance broker. Should be some great info. Absolutely. Pale Rider, what's up? So you're not in the West. Well, then why are you? Jeez. You're still in a crappy part though, Wisconsin. I mean, Wisconsin's a great market, but man, they're getting some bad weather. The part of I-10 is going into and back out of LA on the east side. That's really bad. Yeah. Morning. What is your opinion on Great West Insurance? They're offering me coverage at half of what I'm paying now. Um, for what I know, Great West is great. And if they're offering you half, then you've hit the mother load. Because here's the thing: your first year, you got to take what you can get. The second year, there's some opportunity to lower your rates. Now, on the other side of that, I've seen people get reamed on their second and third years. But if Great West is offering you half, then I would grab that ASAP. Because if you're paying, let's say you're paying 25,000 for the year, or let's say just 20,000 for the year, that's kind of high. But let's say you're paying 20, and now you're only going to pay 10. It's like a $10,000 raise for the year. Divide that by the week. That's how much money you're going to get more. That is. So yeah, I mean, anywhere you can cut your costs, I mean, that's the name of the game right now. It should always be the name of the game, to be honest. Cascade will agree. You're more professional YouTuber than you know. You're a wealth of knowledge. I don't know. So it is the same person, but Cash is open deck and I'm Van. So Cash probably got open deck people following him, and I've got Van people. You Van and Reefer people. So DIY, good morning. Great West is who I'll be going with next renewal. My insurance agent highly recommends them. My authority was too new for them to accept me. You have different people. I know, Sage. Great West has towing too, which is huge. You know, you could have a tow bill that's like, I mean, ungodly amount of money. Any of you like trucking guys showing up to Louisville at the end of the next month? Yes, I am. I will not be in a truck, but I will be there. Yeah. So usually a few of us try to hit. I think last year we had 4 or 5 of us try to hit there. And so it was great. I got to meet some of the drivers I only talked to on the phone. Went out in the parking lot, hung out with them. So yes, we will. I mean, I'm going to be out there. Jeff will be out there. Pale Rider's thinking about showing up. DIY is in the house, and I think he's actually in his house too. He's not driving a truck, so that's good. Wheelburner, what's up? How's the old ice going? Great West is who I go through when my authority was active. I got a quote a few months ago, 2,500 down, $10.50 a month for 10 months. That's a good rate. That is a good rate. If you remember, please ask the insurance guy on Sunday how they pay out on cargo liability on used versus new commodities, how to handle high value goods. I need to come up with a list of questions. So, CDN, if you don't mind, please text me that so I don't forget. Maybe Gary Compton says Pale Rider. Towing coverage caps at 1,000. Oh, well, that's not much. Still, it's better than a sharp stick in the eye. I won't be in a truck though. Yep. Pale Rider threw the truck away. Good deal. I'm trying to get the guys here to show up as well. Also, Great West says awesome towing, 150 per tractor, 150 per trailer. But a few times I've been towed, I've only been charged 150 bucks. There you go. And that's huge because that tow bill is kind of an insult to injury. And it can also make what could be $1,000 repair turn into a $2,500 affair. I have only been towed once, and I was a company driver. Truck had 9,000 miles on it. And then when my turbo blew on the Peterbilt, it was an interesting story. So I pulled over to the side. I was right there near Gary, Indiana. I was about 10 miles out. And so I called Peterbilt. They couldn't get me in. And so I was trying to make it to the Gary, Indiana Schneider yard. And so I called Jeff. He told me what to do, that he might be able to, if the actuator was going out, it might just be a few cranks and it will go. So what I did was I called the tow truck. He pulled in next to me and the code wasn't up. And I said, okay, here's the deal. How much would you charge just to follow me into the Gary, Indiana yard? And I think it was like $240 for him to just follow me and make sure, because if he followed me and then the turbo finally said it was done, because it was being intermittent about it. I don't know if the actuator was going out or what, but that was the code that was coming up. And he kind of told me that I could probably get to the Schneider yard. He goes, well, we can try it and I'll just follow you and then you just write me a check at the Schneider yard. So it was an easy $240 for him. And all I had to do was just go through some little bit of traffic to get into the Schneider yard. I was right there, happened right there where 65 and 90 meet. And that's kind of where my truck decided to give me the finger. So parking lot reefer, the good old days. I found a severed foot in the road one time. Didn't know what to do, so I called the tow truck. Oh man, that's funny. You funny guy. Where can I find a repair that is only $1,000? You might get a tire repair for that. I was told to get low premium rates, don't have a claim. To get low premium rates, don't have a claim. My agent recommends using the towing coverages. He said using them would result in higher premiums at renewal. I think the way it works, Don, and I could be wrong, and so Daniel Summers will be able to tell us. Hold on a second. Is that if you use the towing and you switch insurance, then that like after like you renew with somebody else, then I think that counts against you. But if you don't switch, I think they don't hold it against you. I could be wrong on that. So that'll be a great question for Daniel Summers. Pigtail, you're late. Cascade saying hi. Morning Coffee Live. Oh, does it only say A? Oh man, if that's true, that's gonna suck. Hold on a second. Oh, MCL A Few Announcements. Morning Coffee Live, a few announcements. Had me freaked out like I didn't put the word announcements. So tell you what, it's a rare occasion. I'm gonna put the link out. And if you want to come in, come in. But I gotta know you and you can't be driving. Or visually driving. So it sounds like a way to trap you to stay with a certain insurance company. I'll look forward to your interview with the insurance dude. Don, Great West is a good insurance company. That's they're good. So I thought some broke their knee. MCL, I see. I get it. Man, you guys are full of jokes. What's up, DIY? Good morning.
I don't really have much to say. I just wanted to beat CDN to the punch and hit the link first.
It's funny. CDN is such a great dude. He called me. He's like, he texted me. He goes, "Hey, are you up for a 5-minute phone call?" I'm like, "Yeah." And I think we talked for an hour and a half. It was funny.
Kind of like when I say, "Hey, you got a second?" And it
Yeah.
turns into an hour.
Yeah. Maybe it's me. Maybe I'm the guy that does that, right?
Maybe. News. Anybody who's thinking about traveling in Minnesota/Wisconsin today, just forget about it. It's awful up here. I just spent 2 hours plowing snow on the four wheeler. I'm not even done yet.
Dang. And then you're like, I need a break. I'm gonna
Hmm.
go live with Steve.
That's hey. How else do you take your break?
I know, right? So I missed most of your live feed. You still got your presidential palace there behind you.
Oops. Yeah, I
And
decided I'm just working from here from now on. Somebody,
there you go.
somebody's got to do something logical from this office.
Oh yeah. So you're basically saying I'm not getting the truck. Hell no.
Not today. Truck's down anyway. We're getting something fixed. But yeah, it brought rates up a little bit here. If you're load boarding this morning, rates here in Wisconsin, Minnesota have come up because nobody in their right mind wants to go outside.
Yeah, it's amazing that things are still shipping. Like,
Hmm.
so let me ask you this. So are there moments when like it's a big huge snowstorm and you see a broker post a load, let's say out of Minneapolis today.
Hmm.
And so you go through high and hell water or hell and high water, I can't talk, and only to find out that the shipper's closed and the broker didn't know.
Yes.
Have
Uh-huh.
you ever dealt with that?
Yes. It's very unsettling. Make you very angry. You only knew what I went through to get here, you bastards.
That's why it's important to call because that you could have a situation where you call the shipper, "Hey, are you guys open?" No, or there's no answer. And then you have to call the broker and say, "Hey, I need you to verify that these people are open."
Yeah.
You know,
Well, I mean, uh, southern Pakistan, India, do they even know what snow is? I mean, have they seen it on TV?
it's in the mountains there, I think.
I suppose
Maybe. I don't know. Are there mountains in Pakistan?
there is.
But there is. So there you go. It might snow. I know the I know it was snowing in LA yesterday.
LA proper or just up
Eh,
like in Big Bear and stuff?
I think all of Southern California had a little bit of snow. I mean, it didn't stick unless you're in the mountains. The mountains was getting like 4 feet, so LA
Which,
got a touch of that, I believe.
which horseman of the apocalypse is that when it snows in LA?
Well, we had the earthquake. We had the snow in the Southern California. So it's who knows? It's on the way.
Yeah. So yesterday, I got an email from a broker who was looking for somebody to do 9 loads a week from Philly back to Wisconsin, reefer loads, frozen food. And I thought, well, I know they're gonna try to get that move pretty cheap, so I'll bid it high so we can go back and forth for a while before we settle on something. I
Hmm.
bid it at like 265 a mile. You know, that's way above average for right now. Yeah, he goes freaking nuclear right away. He doesn't even come back and try to negotiate. He's like $130 a mile. That's what we're paying. I'm like on a frozen load from Pennsylvania back to Wisconsin. You're at $1,300, $130 a mile. I'm like, go pound sand. Good luck.
Yeah, we won't mention that broker's name, but I believe I mentioned you showed me that email, and I believe that and I've heard this from a couple of my broker friends that sometimes they're quoting lanes too low, and the customer goes, "Oh yeah, let's do that," and then now the carrier can't find trucks.
Yeah,
I
I
believe
think that's
Uber and Convoy kind of go through that. But, it's well, the click and goes. Here's what they go through, and this is just a pattern I've noticed in the last 6 years: is that they'll have really good rates for a while, and then suddenly now they're lowering them because customer is probably demanding a lower rate,
hmm
and then they have rates that are so low that no one uses them, and so
yeah.
now they lose their capacity because there are people that will only do click and goes,
Oh yeah,
and
absolutely.
and then then they start losing their customers because they can't find trucks to do the loads that they have.
Yeah.
Man, I got double royalty in here. What's up, Cash?
Who's this
Good
baby faced
morning.
some bitch?
I just came in. I'm. Can I get that number DIY on that $1.30 a mile?
I'll email it to you.
Okay. Appreciate
You ain't
that.
supposed to be working today. Oh, the snow came and you're like, I'm gonna go get some money. That's what happened, isn't it?
Yeah. Guess where I'm in? I'm in northern Minnesota. Going. I got. Oh, did I put myself in one? So I drove 3 hours north in a blizzard yesterday, and now I got to drive like 1,200 miles south in a blizzard. So good
Is that
news
that
is.
is that that same load you did about 2 months ago?
No, this is a different one. Very similar. We're talking floor loaded potatoes in a blizzard. So you know, get that money.
Run that on continuous so that floor will freeze and them taters will stick to
Mhm.
that floor.
Yeah, yeah. It's on continuous, but I did open it up this morning and look at it, and some of the mud at the back of the trailer has started to freeze. So
Oh well.
oh, they loaded them dirty, dog. That washout's gonna cost me a fortune.
Yeah.
So you're gonna grab that $1.30, huh?
Yeah, I need something back. I mean, got to get home. All the sayings, backhauls home, whatnot. Uh,
Right.
Actually, I called back to them. I haul it for less if they really need it moved.
They already got it booked. Tell them I'll haul it less.
Oh,
Give it to me.
damn it! I say I was going to call them and tell them I would, then never show up. Teach them a lesson.
Could you do it with a strong accent?
I
So
can't.
I've got a story for you, Cash. So one time I picked up a load of post-consumable plastics coming out of Boston, and they loaded it hot, like hot, right? So it's going to a dump in the middle of nowhere, Ohio, and it was 15 degrees. And so I pull up to this trash place, and they're like, "Yeah, drop your trailer into this thing," and it literally dumps a trailer like they do potatoes. I'm like, "Sweet, this should be an easy unload, right?" No, no, they. I hooked up back to the trailer. They hand me a broom and like go over there and sweep it out. I'm like, sweeping. This just all should have fell right out, right? I go in there and things are stuck to the roof. Things are stuck to the ceiling or to the floors, to the side walls because of the moisture. Everything froze to the sidewalls. It took me about 2 hours to scrape everything out, and then I told my dispatcher, "Do not put me on a food grade load." And they're like, "Okay." And then what did they do? They sent me on a food grade load. That was a fun day. So every time I see potatoes, hear about potatoes, I think about that because a friend of mine used to run the jockey truck here at French's Mustard in Springfield, and one time he opened up a Swift dry van to drop it in a door, and it was just had like there's probably about 100 pounds worth of potatoes still in the dang trailer. So I didn't even know they put potatoes on the dry van.
Oh yeah.
So yeah, that's going to be fun if it gets frozen to your floor, and I know what that's
Yeah,
like.
yeah. I'm not looking forward to the after. But I heard it was like 80 degrees in Louisiana, so I was like, let's go somewhere like that. So
I was watching the weather this morning. They're saying 80 some degrees in Washington D.C. today. Like that is
wow.
insane. That's
Wow.
like June. That's like May weather. June.
Well, yesterday it got up to high 60s, and then today it's only going to be like 40. So
currently we're at 3 degrees here in northern Minnesota with snow still falling. So I'm gonna wait an hour or two before I hit the road.
well, you're probably a pro. Where are you from, Cash? I've never figured that out.
Well, some people say I was sent straight from heaven, but technically, geographically wise, I was born in Tennessee.
Tennessee.
But yeah, I live in Minnesota now after a small stint in California.
Oh, okay.
When people say you have a southern accent, I say he's from the south.
Yeah.
Like southern Minnesota, Albert Lee area.
Right.
So what's on your roster today, DIY?
Well, I won't be going anywhere because the wife ganked my pickup truck and took it to work. So we won't be doing any tires today. But first order of business, the dog needs beef jerky. I'm gonna try to get my Connecticut filings done and make a video about that here before the end of the month comes and they're past due. And then we're gonna do a couple 2290s, dispatchings and whatnots. Maybe look at the load boards and cry for a little while, and follow up on some other freight that we're working on.
Well, there you go. Yeah, Adam had he usually Adam calls me and vents to me, but Monday I was venting to him, and he was the positive one. So that's how this week's gone.
Yeah, yin and yang.
Yeah, it was crazy. Monday was just like, really, President's Day is going to cause all this quietness, and sure enough, man, Tuesday morning emails restarted. My brokers were calling me. I'm like, really, you guys man, it must be nice to take President's Day off. What the hell?
Yeah, I booked some good freight on Tuesday. Half of it canceled, or I shouldn't say canceled. The driver showed up and there's somebody else in the dock picking up the load. So, there's that. And then, you end up with a crappy load to replace it because same day is just not a thing anymore. But yeah, booked a little bit of decent freight this week.
I find that if you can spot the day of market, like what I'll do is, let's say I'm looking for a load out of Springfield. And if I look on, so if it's Monday, I'll look at what's coming out on Monday, and if it's only like 80 loads, but then if I look for Wednesday, there's like 200 loads, then I know it's not a day of market. But then if I look at Monday and there's 180 loads, and that's consistent every single day, then I know it's a day of market. And it just depends on how low they want to push everything. And let me ask you this. Do you see a pattern with later in the week? Like later in the week, do you see more day of markets versus non-day of markets, or earlier part of the week?
I still say just about in every circumstance, you're still better off booking ahead. I mean, you're going to catch somebody last minute, a lot of times, but not like you might have one or two opportunities, and if that ain't it, then you're in a pinch. I still think you're in almost every circumstance you're better off to book ahead.
Yes, but I try to book ahead as much as I can, but every now and then I'll have a truck call me and like, hey, I'm empty right now, needing to go to X. I'm like, okay. And at that point, it's take what you can get. I had a outside carrier one time call me Friday at 3 p.m. Hey, I need you to get my truck to Denver. I'm like, where's he at? Indy? I'm like, okay. So I got on the low board, found one load going to Denver for Monday. And I negotiated, but they just kind of laughed like, yeah, I'd like X amount. And they're like, yeah, right. We're giving this no leniency. I'm like, okay. Because the load coming out of Denver that carrier has is great paying. So that's why he was trying to stage him there.
Mm-hmm.
He already had something booked. But I mean, it's like, what do you do on a Friday afternoon? So,
well, that's an interesting thing you say there, because the spot market mentality is, nobody's going to haul it for that. We'll just wait. they'll come up. Nobody's going to haul that. They can post stuff for $1 a mile. Nobody's going to take it. Well, you got a lot of bigger companies that their whole game is their customer freight. And if they don't have a customer related backhaul or a triangle going somewhere else, they're just looking to get the truck back. They're not too concerned about killing it or making a ton of money. They need that truck back to cover their customer freight, and $1 a mile is better than bringing it back empty to them. So
Right.
Your bigger companies are going to snatch this stuff up.
Yeah, when I was company, I was running like for 2 weeks. They had it was about a month. They had us going from Springfield, hauling plastic pallets down to Tropicana down in Port St. Lucie, and I did that run 5 times. 4 out of those 5 times, they just deadheaded me up to Conyers, which is about 600 miles, hauling paper, which is one of our normal customers. And then one time they did send me into Sugar, which I imagine was a brokered load. But, I don't know what they paid on it or whatever. But, yeah, you're absolutely right. A lot of people don't realize that. And I think that's times like this, that's what the brokers are looking for. They're looking for those people that just need a backhaul regardless.
Mm-hmm.
So,
yeah, stuff, it'll move. Freight always has moved. It always will move. It'll move cheap. It'll move expensive, but it's going to move.
Yeah. Cool Trucking says it's a good day paying off the trailer today. Excellent. Congratulations. Nice. I still got about 2 more months on my trailer, and then it'll be paid off. Then I'll have completely paid off equipment. So.
Cool.
So, waiting for the moon to turn blood and stars to fall from the sky. They predicted 5 inches of rain today in LA. Who ordered clouds come over Phoenix? It wasn't me. Leave it in the dock. I think that was in reply to what you said earlier. Take it for $1.10. And that was probably their justification. You're going back from Pennsylvania to Wisconsin.
Yeah, that's
I noticed
much needed freight lane.
Well, that's the thing. I've got a broker that's got steady freight coming out of Wisconsin, and I cannot get a truck up to her to save my life.
There's a lot of trucking companies in Wisconsin. It's as bad as worse as Tennessee or Missouri or Arkansas. Every freaking carrier's got a terminal up here.
Mm-hmm.
And plus there's a lot of big companies that are based out of here. It's just a hotbed of trucking. So, they need they suck up all the backhauls.
Yeah. I've noticed that.
Especially in the van market. Reefer's rough too, but van is tough to get a backhaul into Wisconsin.
Yeah, and then one of the better paying loads I've gotten lately was a load of cheese going from Iowa to Wisconsin. It's like you guys are slacking up there with the cheese.
No, we eat it as fast as we make it. That's the problem.
Truckers Education Network, DIY. I'm on my way with the bigger plow to help you out. LOL.
You could use it, and that 4-wheeler was just a pushing.
I
need a plow on my truck.
Jeff's got the big tractor. He's got the big Mahindra.
I'm going to jump out of here, Snorelord. I appreciate you letting me come in. I'm going to go grab some breakfast before I hit the road.
Hey, Cash. Thanks for coming in, and be safe. Don't don't contribute to any pileups out there. So be safe.
I
appreciate you coming in.
Thanks for coming in again. Before you go, could you tell us what it is?
You know what it is? No, I don't know about that.
Okay.
Somebody told me one time, but I wasn't sure because I always cut the videos off a little early. So I have no idea what you're talking about.
All right. Take it easy.
Bye, guys. Have a good day, everybody.
Later.
I should probably let you be too. I come in and slam the brakes on your live stream.
Oh no! The only point to this live stream was if Pale Rider was going to go live, I was going to push people to his live feed, but then also to announce that I've got this interview with Daniel Summers on talking about insurance. So, I was talking to CDN yesterday. We were going over YouTube tips, and he's like, if you're doing the interview, you ought to get on YouTube's and advertise. I'm like, that's a great idea, because I don't know about you, but my community posts don't do well at all.
No.
You have
Yeah.
4,500 people that subscribed, and you might have 10 people that have viewed it.
Yeah. That's same thing with shorts. Unless you're the kind of person that does them all the time, they don't do well.
Right. Cash is King is close to DIY. He looks strong enough to wield a shovel. Yeah, you should have got Cash to help you out.
Yeah. We just end up having a snowball fight.
No.
When is this big interview? If we post it, I'll share it out.
Sunday at 6 p.m. Central.
Oh, that's unfortunate. I got my own interview scheduled at that time.
Really? Who are you
Where it'd be
interviewing?
head to head. No, I'm just kidding.
Oh, I mean, YouTube's a big place. I mean,
Look what my mother got me for my birthday. A Powerball ticket and some scratch offs. So I'll let you know if I win big.
If you do, what are you gonna do with it?
Put it with the rest, I guess.
Put it with
I don't know. I'm the most boring person you'll ever meet. Like, oh, if you win all this money, what are you gonna do with it? I don't know. Maybe go take a nap. Like, there ain't really anything that I want. I could really use a new vehicle, but I could care less if I get one. Really, nothing that I want.
I've heard the best advice if you win like the millions, right, is to just blow 10%, get it out of your system, and then talk to an accountant for the rest. And that's kind of what I would do.
Yeah.
Whether I win $10 or $10 million, I blow 10%. That's what I do.
What do you get for $1?
At
10% of $10.
You know those little tiny rubber balls that you get at the lobby of Chinese food stores for $0.25? You can get 4 of them.
Are they still $0.25? Remember when you used to go to a restaurant or a gas station and check out? There's always that little jar of like York mints or something. They're like 10 cents, or Andy's mints. You get like 4 for $1 or 2 for $1. You can't even get one of those for $1 anymore.
Dang. I would buy a jar full of fortune cookies. That's what I would do.
I'm just saying, it's hard to be fat in this economy. It's expensive.
Pigtail says, I honestly forget about the community page. Well, so it's not like Facebook. Well, I mean, it kind of is like Facebook. You go to your homepage, and it's peppered with videos that you don't care about, videos you do care about but don't have time to watch, and then community posts, usually full of polls. And I think the trick is you got to negate that algorithm just as much as anything else. So like you said, if you do a ton of YouTube shorts, eventually it gets in the algorithm. If you do a ton of community posts, and I think that's what a lot of these YouTubers do, they'll just have these random polls that really don't pertain to anything.
Mm-hmm.
Like, what color shirt should I wear today? Red or blue, or go shirtless? And then of course, everybody puts go shirtless, and and then it's funny, and then you move on. There's like no point to it. Pale Rider did a poll asking, people about his content. I guess I could do more of that, because I've gotten some negative criticism for what I do now. So, but I can't please everybody.
What kind of negative criticism?
Oh, that I don't drive a truck. So.
Oh yeah, I had somebody say that now too. That since I've been in the truck, I'm a miserable failure. So if you have more than one truck and you're still in driving one of them, you're a miserable failure. You're not, like trying to hold your business together and take care of your customers. Forget about all that. You're just a miserable failure.
Yeah. Dude, you can't make everybody happy, right? Like, some of my most popular live feeds was when I was in the truck talking about how I was a failure. And it's like, I think a lot of people don't realize this, but failure is good.
Well, there's a difference between failing and failure.
Right.
Failing does not make you a failure. You fail many times before you succeed. Fail and get it over with. Move on to the next one. Failure is only when you get knocked down and you stay down. You don't drive it. You don't even try anymore. You give up and say, "Oh, I guess I'm a failure." Failing is just something that happens. Failure is a state of mind. So it's a difference. I've failed at many things in my life. Doesn't make you a failure unless you decide that.
Very good wisdom. I like that.
If I had
And
a
I
mic,
think
I'd drop it right now.
I think the biggest issue is that people don't know the difference. And so they see people on YouTube, they see people on social media. And granted, influencers do it to themselves. We get there like, oh, look how high and mighty we are. Look how awesome we are. And then in the background, meanwhile, their whole life's a shambles and nothing's going right. Yeah. And people see that. And people kind of crave that. I mean, the National Enquirer had, they made money for a reason, because people want to see the people that they perceive as better than them become lesser.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that's a big part of it. I think that's a big appeal. Oh, this big, huge rock star, he's just a normal Joe Schmo with the beer belly like me, and he's had a failed relationship. That makes me feel better about my circumstance. Well, it shouldn't, but but people crave that. It's human nature, and I believe that's part of that.
Think of how much depression and anxiety that leads to in life too. So if you're the type, especially a younger person or somebody that doesn't have employment where you can spend all day on social media scrolling and Facebook and Twitter and TikTok and all, you see all these people that are doing so well and they're just so happy. Their life is perfect. They get the perfect car, the perfect family, marriage, vacations. That's not the case behind the scenes, but that's all you see. And then you start to feel terrible about your life. And then before you know it, you're depressed and on antidepressants and, oh, I'll never be happy. And you're never content or satisfied with life. And there's always something more, when maybe this is all there is. Maybe you have a great life, but you can't see it because everybody else seems to just have it so much better than you. And that's just not the case.
Yeah, I believe it's entitlement. That book I'm reading by Mark Manson talks exactly about that. One of the many things he talks about, it's that entitlement, that we think that we deserve to have this, we deserve to have that. And you have these influencers that are telling you, you deserve this, you deserve that. Like there was a Coca-Cola ad, you deserve to drink soda. You deserve to drink soda without judgment, and it's like, really? Come on. And it's like if you're living a life where you're like worried about, whatever you're drinking around it's just that's an entitlement thing.
And respect. It's you hear, you're disrespecting me. I deserve respect. Well, what did you do to deserve respect? Just because you exist and suck air? Are you behaving like in a respectable manner? You don't just deserve respect because you suck air and walk on 2 feet.
Oh, think about all the gangland wars that happened because someone disrespected someone else.
Yeah. Not one of them deserves an ounce of respect.
Our successes teach us little. Our failures build knowledge, preservation, confidence, and drive to succeed in the face of trials. Absolutely, Pigtail.
There you go.
Oh, looks like Nomadic Brit's in here. Back on the road tomorrow with new motor. Look at you.
Congratulations.
New crate motor. So hopefully all the bugs have been worked out and you're good to go.
Get her broke in and get her moving.
Pneumatic Brit Dennis saw 1,500 miles and oil change, which I will do in Chicago. What that costs you, Pneumatic Brit? If you don't want to say, that's cool. I get it. But if you do, I think it'd be a good lesson for people that think about putting a crate motor in their truck. So, got 1 million more miles to go, Pneumatic Brit. Oh, we got to watch this next vid. So there you go.
Okay.
So everybody go check out Pneumatic Brit. You got a wrench Pneumatic Brit, so you can put a link in if you want to your channel. So, all right, I'm going to cut this short. See if Pale Rider wants to go live. Adam, thank you for coming in, man.
Yeah,
I appreciate
you later, man. Thanks.
So, peace. All right, that was DIY. Since we didn't do the intro music, we'll do the outro music. So with that being said, thanks for watching. Remember, Sunday, 6 p.m. All right. We'll be doing an interview with the insurance. So if you got any insurance questions, this is the guy to talk to. So with that being said, peace.